Hey everybody, welcome to Cinders, the game that I, Caleb, have chosen to be the inaugural game through a set of indie reviews that I am looking at doing. This game is made by MoaCube, or MOA Cube, or whatever you want to call it. I don't do MOA since I am from Minnesota, and that is a shopping mall here. So anyway, Cinders was released in 2012 for the Windows and Mac. It's a visual novel style game, kind of in the vein of a choose your own adventure. There are 4 possible endings that we could achieve and get to. I'm probably not going to get to any of them in this video, or, well, I might do a couple of subsequent videos, but that is all up in the air. There are also 8 trophies available for me to collect during gameplay. This game is, it kind of caught my eye due to the nature of the graphic style. I picked this up in a bundle just a little bit ago and thought, well, it's not really my cup of tea. And then I thought, well, what an idiot. I loved the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Who hasn't seen the Disney Cinderella? And this is kind of a kind of an adult, grown-up look at the Cinderella story, hence the Cinders. Cinder, being the protagonist of this story, lives with her 2 stepsisters and an abusive stepmother, and we get to go through and see how her story develops. So we'll go ahead and get into that in just a second. Anybody interested in this game, it is available at moacube.com. That is moacube.com. They got a couple of other games out there that look particularly interesting to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and pick up a copy of those in the near future so that I can give them a shot. One of them is called Co-op. It's described by them as a no-shooting shooter where a beam connects players' ships so that they must coordinate their efforts to slice through aliens. So it's a shooter, it's a targeted team shooter through which there is no actual shooting, and it is really teamwork dependent, again, according to them. So I'm looking forward to getting into playing that and seeing how things go. Then a set of strategy RPG games called Magi, and the sequel, I should say, Arc Magi. If I butchered their games, hopefully they don't lash out at me for that. But let's go ahead and just check a couple things out, see what we've got going for us here. Oh, it doesn't look like in the pregame menu anyway that we have any sound functions that we can scroll. We can turn things on or off. We can go from a full screen to a windowed, faster text scroll, autoplay. I don't really know what that function is. Maybe we'll get back into it, maybe we won't. Rewards. So these must be amongst the 4 paths that we could walk down to get to those alternate endings. These look like the trophies here. Doesn't look like I can get any descriptions on them at all, so I guess we'll have to figure that out as we go. Let's go ahead and dive right in then. Here is Cinders. Ho. Interesting. Well, we're gonna watch this scene anyway. I forgot, a buddy of mine loaded this up the other day to see what it was. I have not seen it yet, so we'll learn it all together. Cinder says, I still can't believe I've been delaying this for so long. It makes me wonder. If I decided to act earlier, maybe things wouldn't be so broken between us. Sounds ominous. Maybe a little chick flicky. Maybe with just a little effort, this family wouldn't fall apart like this. But I suppose it was easier to complain and do nothing rather than to try and change things. Isn't it always? Tonight, it's different. This is the night of change, where my plans finally take effect. Well, that sounds pretty scary. I can hear my stepsisters talking in soft voices in the hall. I imagine they too won't get any sleep tonight. During the last few days, I've learned so much more about them, but it can erase all the years they tormented and humiliated me, but can it? I don't know what to think about it. Ooh, my first choice. I'm so excited. People deserve a second chance, should get what they deserve. So I guess with these questions as well, you get to shape Cinders' personality as the story goes along. So let's, I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm a little cranky, so we're gonna go that route and go should get what they deserve. You can't erase the past. You can't do it. You can't push someone into despair and expect compassion in return. Should be an exclamation point there, I think. We pick our own paths in life. Whatever happens, my stepsisters knew the risks. Ooh, boy, sounds pretty gritty. Interesting, Victorian Gothic art style, I guess. Meanwhile, in the hallway. I still can't believe she did it. I would never have suspected. Why does it sound like a nerd scientist when I try and do any voices this late at night? Sophia says, of course, because everyone is as dim-witted as you are and never does anything out of the ordinary or unexpected. Oh yes, I'm sure you were able to foresee what would happen. Did you see it in tea leaves or read it in a children's book one afternoon while avoiding work and being useless as usual? I did entertain the thought that she might do something like this, if you must know. But believe what you want, I don't care. I also suspected she might try to do something. She was so secretive and compliant at times that an explosion seemed inevitable. I just didn't expect she had it in her. Gloria, please. Sometimes you sound like a cliché villain from a bad romance novel. Well, okay. I guess that's a little bit of self-awareness there. I do like the flame work on the candles up there, the leaves rustling in the background. Just all there's some decent ambience to this, being that the characters themselves aren't moving. It's not at all unpleasant to look at. Of course, if something isn't twisted, weird, or shocking, then you won't consider it. Not everyone is like you, Sophia. They're not all like you. I know not everyone is. You're not, though you try your best to be like Mother, always responding the same way regardless of the situation. Predictable, boring, and stupid. But you are not Carmosa, remember? You do not lead, you mindlessly follow, and it shows. Shut up, you... Insert expletive deleted. Open up in the name of the prince. That was a pretty cool little door shake there. I like that effect again. Some different visual drawings. Just because the characters aren't actually doing any moving here. It's him. Why did he have to come and in the middle of the night? Will the wonders never cease? I guess this night of change is not over yet, just as your ridiculous cliché impersonations aren't done yet either. There's no time for this now, though I'm sure Mother will deal with you later. I'll go summon her. You do that. Open up. I won't repeat myself. Here's Mother. Oh, hey. Mother! Sophia, don't stand like that. Open the door, let this noisy man in. Yes, Mother. I won't do that voice anymore. Ah, Captain, what brings you here at this time of night? Spare me these false pleasantries. You know why I'm here. Where is she? Very well, Sophia, get Cinders here right away. Yes, Mother. Maybe I won't read all of these since I'm assuming you guys aren't blind if any of you are actually seeing this. Be quick about it, child. Captain, would you fancy some wine while we wait for my lazy stepdaughter? She really thinks she has time to actually, like, decant and pour proper wine for this gentleman who's wearing far too many belts. Don't push it, you know this is not a courtesy visit. I'm afraid a lot is going to change here tonight. He's right, nothing will ever be the same. Nothing. I must admit I'm afraid of it too, some independent woman I am. Cinders, mother has summoned you. Move, you know she doesn't like to wait. Fine, fine, I'm moving, just give me a moment, says Cinders. Make sure it's quick. Dot dot dot. Cinders, can I ask you something? Yes, Sophia? This whole situation, what happened this evening, and the guard bashing at our door and all, it's because of you, right? You planned it? Ooh, should I do it alternating now, where I did one mean thing and now I should, like, lie, or should I tell the truth? I wonder what, do I stick all down the dark side and get dark side points, or do I take a couple of light side points? I chose that one the last time, so I guess I'm doing it again. No, why is it when anything happens you always go blaming me? Oh, please, you and Gloria love to treat me as if I were stupid. You are. But I'm not, far from it, actually. Sure sign somebody's stupid. And I'm definitely not blind. Sure sign somebody's definitely blind. I know you've been planning it since that morning 7 days ago. That's a pretty accelerated plan, it sounds like. She's causing that much ruckus in a week. Alright, change of scenery. 7 days earlier, I would do a Quentin Tarantino and jump back in time. What a beautiful morning. The last few days were all rain and gloom, but today is different. Today is summer in its fullest. You can press escape or right-click to open the in-game menu to save or quit the game. Your progress is also auto-saved when you quit. That's nice, for those of us who don't hit the save button. It's so nice to see the sun again. It can get pretty cold in this room of mine. Quote-unquote room. Listen here now. It looks like you've got a bay window. It looks like you've got a working kitchen. It looks like you've got a nice, beautiful indoor fireplace. Reading material. Beautiful view. And it looks like a butter churn. So what have you got to complain about? Although I don't feel so frisky right now, I could use more beauty sleep. I shouldn't have burned the midnight oil over a book last night. You should not burn things around books ever. That is highly flammable and dangerous, though your name is Cinders. And a silly book too. Some adolescent girl, pretty and numb as a freshly cut flower, shows divine humility and courage while suffering oppression from her abusive family. Who writes these things, and do they really want young women to develop this martyr-like attitude? This is not just nonsense, it's dangerous too. Funny though, if it's really that bad and makes me so angry, why did I read it in the first place? Good question, stupid girl. Maybe something in it really echoes a part of my own experience. I don't know, and I'm not going to spend the morning wondering about it. No, you got floors to scrub, lady. Of course, it isn't as if I'll get to enjoy the day either. Lady Carmosa will certainly make sure that I have to do the worst chores. There you go, clean. Oh boy, there's some real thought process here. The old hag could use any of her servants, but no, she always sends me. I get the feeling she simply wants to humiliate me. If only Father was still here. On a day like this, he would surely take me to the forest. We always went to the lake, the magical lake as he called it, and left a loaf of bread under the old tree. Gotta pay tribute to the fairies. You never know when you may need their help. Good old man, he used to tell me stories about the little folk, even when I was far too old to believe them anymore. I miss him so much. But enough daydreaming, honestly. I talk to myself way too often these days. Seems like she's got to watch that Disney movie and, oh yeah, oh there we go, there was a reference I was hoping for. It's only a moment before I start considering mice and sparrows my only friends and we will go frolicking and singing together. What a sight that would be. Thank you, developers, for throwing that into me. Disney references for the win. Luckily, I know better than that. I may get lonely sometimes, but I'm not empty-headed. Time to get up, Cinders. The day has only just started. And you never know what the future may bring. And it looks like we're gonna have... Are we gonna just have a character introduction here? What's going on? No, just a weird transition? I still have some time before my sisters wake up. I could start my cleaning duties to have more time later, or I could try to finish that book I was reading last night. Do I get a choice yet? Or I could seize this opportunity to do a sweet nothing. Ha! If you miss something important, you can always rewind the game using the mouse wheel or the up arrow. You can't rewind past decisions or through other important moments, though. It's not like I have time for myself very often. Ooh, laze around, probably incur the wrath of Mother. Read the book, probably the same as lazing around and incurring the wrath of Mother. Or get started on the cleaning. That looks like a feisty redheaded individual with a smart alecky smirk. So we're not going to go with start cleaning because that would be selfless servitude. We're not going to go with read the book because that is the passive-aggressive version of laze around. So we're going to go with laze around. That is what a mischief maker would do. Trophy unlocked. We got us a flower. Good job, everybody. Since my father's death, Carmosa and her daughters treat me as their servant. Cinders, do the cleaning. Cinders, go to the town. Cinders, why isn't my dress washed yet? I hate it so much. I'm sure today won't be any different. But not yet. I still have some time. The sun is shining and the morning air is so fresh. Sometimes it's great to just sit down and enjoy the day. I wonder if Carmosa and my sisters can still do it. Just sit down and relax, let your mind wander freely and worry about nothing. Ha! I don't think so. I bet they are too stuck up for that. They're always busy trying to prove or gain something. Stop and smell the roses. Never really taking the time to enjoy the fruits of their labor. My life may not be a fairy tale lately, but it's good to know I have something that they can't take away. The morning air is so soothing. I think I'll take a nap. ... Cinders, are you there? That surely didn't last too long. Cinders, where are you? You're so hopeless, stop lazing around and move. Mother wishes to see you immediately. She wishes to see me? Did she tell you what she wants? No, of course not. Why would she? And why would I want to ask in the first place? She looked rather angry, though. That doesn't sound good. I hope I'm not in some kind of trouble again. You really could have asked her, you know. I think you mistook me for one of those gentle, well-mannered noble girls who care about others. Ooh, sorry to break it for you, but I don't. Sorry to break it to you. Might have been a little bit better, but I'm not going to grammar Nazi any of this stuff. If you are in trouble, that means I get a free pass today, so I'm rooting for it with all my heart, sis. Ooh. Ooh, it's all like icy in here. Sophia. My, aren't you one charming human being, says Cinders. Thank you. Now hurry up and let's go already. Oh, shut up. Yeah, she's a pretty insolent little person for the downtrodden, persecuted individual. Yeah, so here's that same room we were just in, but in the daytime. I used to play in this hall as a child, but this building isn't much of a home anymore. Ever since my father passed away, it feels like this place is just an empty shell. Carmosa does her best to keep the residence in its former splendor, and I guess most would be fooled by it. But for me, this place feels like it is fading away. Oh, so you didn't get lost after all. Gloria. I was starting to think that you couldn't find your way. But it seems you were just taking your precious time with no regard for the rest of us. You're as hopelessly irresponsible as that sister of mine. No wonder that Mother can't count on anyone other than me in this house. Ooh, I see. Gloria. Don't tell me you got caught up daydreaming about some prince coming to save you. Ooh. Yep, snide thing to say. We're gonna roll with that well actually there. Well, being rescued by a prince doesn't sound too bad. Oh my. Ha ha, is that so? You're still such a child, Cinders, dreaming about nonsense like that. No wonder you're so useless in the real world. Just so you know, the real prince is much too busy keeping the kingdom together to be bothered to notice anyone, especially someone as plain as you. Well, you know how much I hate to disturb your little daydreams, but Mother says she wants to speak with you. She says she has a special job for you, no doubt something rudimentary enough for you to handle. So you were sent here to fetch me then? Mother entrusts me with important tasks. Don't mistake me for being on your level. You wait here, I'll let her know that you finally rolled out of bed. Ooh, yeah, let's keep the fires fueled here. It is Cinders after all. Don't you ever get tired of all of this? Tired? What are you babbling about? You try so hard to be like Carmosa. You dress like her, you speak like her, and yet she still treats you as little more than a servant. Dot dot dot. I can't believe it. Did I really just get her to shut up? I was expecting an insult at the very least. The room feels empty again. Even Gloria's presence is better than nothing. Truthfully, I feel bad for her. I may be the servant around here, but her situation isn't that different from mine. Oh, isn't it? Both Gloria and Sophia spend every waking moment doing Carmosa's bidding. Just because it's not scrubbing floors doesn't mean they're not servants too. Enter the mother. So you're finally up, you lazy girl. Can't anyone in this house just do what is asked of them? I swear you feeble-minded girls are going to be the death of me. Lady Carmosa. I should probably stop that. Bah! You've wasted too much of my time already. I have a job for you. Go into town and find the merchant Tobias. I need you to pay him for a certain service. Kinky! I'm giving you 200 sovereigns exactly. Don't you dare lose them. Cinders, you better count that stuff before you leave the house. Otherwise, I smell more indentured servitude. I must be a fool to entrust you with this much money, but unfortunately, I've no one else to send. I have better plans for those two useless daughters of mine. At least she seems like an equal opportunity pain in the butt. Now hurry up, child. Time is of the essence. Carmosa has been speaking to me this whole time, alternating between insults and orders. Do I really have to silently accept this? Ooh. No, ding. What if I refuse? And what if I refuse? I don't have to do as you tell me. Ooh. No, of course not. You have no obligation to follow my orders at all. Just as I have no obligation to see you fed. Oh, man. Ooh. It's just like a real parent-to-child conversation. There is no room in this household for a useless, lazy girl who doesn't know her place. If you don't work, then you won't eat. Come on, girl. You may be stupid, but you're not that stupid, are you? Any more questions? ... Good, then hurry up and go. Doesn't seem like I have much choice here. I want to start using ... in sentences. Just in everyday life. I think that would be amazing. Doesn't seem like I have much choice here. I said that already, and now I'll click the button. I suppose it could be worse. A trip to town isn't such a terrible thing. You were just saying how awesome the cool air felt. The cool morning air. Why, Cinders, do you have to keep picking on everybody to try and get your backhanded little way? It could be that I'm the one clicking the buttons making her do this stuff. She might have been a very nice individual. I don't know yet. But Cinders is my puppet, and I am the puppet master. I was really bad at Choose Your Own Adventure, by the way. I always ended up being the guy that died. It's a beautiful day and a great excuse to get away from the house. I won't even get in trouble for leaving as quickly as I can. Besides, Tobias has always been nice to me, so I'll enjoy seeing him again. This could be a rather pleasant trip. I like that the dialogue is bite-sized. The only part that bothers me in the slightest is that I put pauses in weird places when I don't know what's coming up next. Okay, so this is our residence. We have another zone, the forest, the cemetery, the town, and the palace. I guess next we have to get to the forest, and let me check, see how we're doing on time here. So I don't want this to run too long. I don't want to get too deep in the story because I would rather all of you go out and pick up a copy of this and play through it and, you know, see how you enjoy it. I don't want to spoil it or anything. Continuing with the story. I suppose I should be grateful. Even though Carmosa practically kicked me out of the house, it's better than staying there. It really is beautiful here, and it's a much-needed break from that toxic house. The lake that my father took me to as a child isn't far away, too. I really miss our trips to the lake. ... It would be nice to visit it again, if only for the sake of memories. I wonder if I have enough time. Carmosa did tell me to hurry, after all. Oh, let's go to the lake. We're definitely going to the lake. Carmosa will yell at me when I get back, no matter what I do. It's impossible to please that woman. Interesting logic, Red. Well then, I suppose a trip to the lake wouldn't make a difference one way or the other. Nice smirky logic right there. It's been so long since my last visit, and I do miss it. I'll go. You know, Cinders, if you just walked a little bit faster, you probably could, you know, do it all and it'd be okay. Take up jogging. Or is it yogging? I'm not really sure. The J might be silent. I'm glad I chose to come. This place is just as beautiful as it was when Father used to take me here. This looks a lot like those old CBS paintings with that dude that would, PBS paintings where that dude with the crazy beard and fro, white boy fro, would like make all those evergreen trees and stuff. It's really neat artwork. And then again, you've got the little subtleties, certain movements along the way. A little bit of wavy reflection in the water and the animation to, you know, keep it lively looking. As a child, I knew that this place was magical, but I've outgrown fairy tales now. Still, there's something to this place. It feels enchanted. Maybe it's because it hasn't changed a bit since I was a little brat. I remember that Father would always leave a gift for the fairies every time we visited. Maybe I should do the same. Did you bring a loaf of bread with you?